Folks, welcome into Bluegrass Sports Nation once again here on the Kyle Moore Show. This is our, hard to believe it, Coach, but this is our final episode of the regular season for the 2023 Bobcats, our Kyle Moore Show and coverage during the regular season. Hard to believe that the regular season is just about over, but thankful once again to be here at Variety Pizza. We appreciate our sponsors. We appreciate Lee and Al and their hard work, and they're always hosting us and doing a great job here at Variety Pizza. I know they probably like to see us come in. I think every one of us has already ordered or has already eaten when we come in to do a show. So thanks again to Variety Pizza. Coach, we'll jump right into recapping. It's been a couple weeks. You look at it; it's been three for me and you as far as getting to sit down. We had Coach Justin Combs in here, but let's go back and talk a little bit about Leslie County. And let's go back and talk a little bit about Danville. We'll jump into Danville first since it was the most recent. I thought it was a tremendous game for us. Um, anytime you can go to Central Kentucky and get a win, nonetheless, in the manner that we did it, pretty convincingly. I was really impressed. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the Danville game and the things we did right, maybe some things we still need to work on as a team.
Yeah, it is always nice to go get a win. Coach Holcomb told me something a long time ago. He said, every time you win, you better celebrate it because they don't just hand them things out to you.
Oh, no.
But we did a good job in a lot of areas of that game and executed offensively really well, I felt like, and defensively. And,
Yeah.
just we're putting things together and kind of settled into our own. I think each team each year is a little different, and
Hmm.
we finally found what I think we found where we're at and
Yeah.
what we do well, and they had a lot of speed. Danville did, and some playmakers out there, and that was my biggest concern going into it is they get the ball in the hands of
Yeah.
those speed guys, and we handled it well.
Yeah.
Defensively, we played really well, and offensively, we were able to do a lot of things. We had over 500 yards of offense, and
Yeah.
so we just really executed well, and that's something you'd like to see late in the year.
Yeah, well, you said it defensively we played good. Well, and that's what gave us the opportunity to be on the field and do as much as we did offensively is actually going in there and shutting down a team like you said that has some good athletes and some good speed. You get some of those guys out in space, and it's hard. You can't say contain or corral because they make a step and they're gone. And it's it was a pleasure to watch them defensively. I felt like we've turned it up a notch each week the last 2 or 3 weeks, and to be able to go in and shut them down the way we did, and it really did give us a lot of opportunities. I thought Dylan played really well at quarterback. He had some tremendous yardage as far as passing goes, and I thought he had a great game. And it was good to see Austin Barker making some catches. And we had a lot of touches. I thought everybody, you start counting the guys that touched the ball. I thought we had a lot of guys running the ball and touching the ball, and that says a lot about you and your coaching staff. And it says a lot about our kids too. And it was just, I thought that was a great game. And as far as you go back another week and you look at Leslie County, a lot of people, including myself, in the first quarter, I made the statement during the game that this was going to be a game of quarters, and I really expected Leslie to throw a few punches and maybe make things interesting in the first half. But once again, I think we turned it up a notch, and I think there was some hometown pride in that game that said, "You're not going to come into our place. This is ours." I thought the guys just played phenomenal against Leslie too.
Yeah, we did, and Leslie County's a longtime rival of
Yeah,
ours.
yeah,
We played back in the
yeah,
day when we was in school. Leslie was, in our district
yeah,
back then, and had some wars with
oh
them,
yeah,
and some really good games. So it's definitely a pride game, like you said, and our guys they stepped up, and that's something about this group that's special. They have a lot of pride, and I think that's what makes Breathitt County football special is, we play for our school and each other and our community, and just play for Breathitt County
yeah,
in general. And you don't have a lot of that individualism that goes on
mm,
in a lot of other places. And it's not about me; it's about
yeah,
we. And our guys. That's fun to be around when you
yeah.
got
It
when you
is.
got team like that.
Well, you said it. Trying to put the pieces together, and as a coach, you can kind of see it, and you know what needs to happen. But a lot of times it doesn't do that until you hear the term buy in. And when the kids buy in and the kids figure it out for themselves. And I know Casey and I know Eric both. in different games. We've talked about it. Dillon seems to have just come into his own, and he looks so much more comfortable in the pocket. And that comes with trust, and that comes with experience. And I think you said it best that kind of putting the pieces together and working it out, and things are looking really good defensively and offensively.
Yeah, defensively we've played, we've put together two really good games here.
Yeah, yeah,
And earlier in the year we played some good defensive games
yeah,
too, and we'd have a really good game
yeah,
defensively, and the offense wouldn't play real good.
yeah,
And then the next night the offense would play well, and defense is would have a little bit of a letdown. So we're starting to put it all together, and it's a great time of year. And offensively our line's doing a really good job, and everybody, a receiver, like you said, we had a bunch of guys touch the ball, and
yeah,
that's a testament to our development through our feeder programs and everything, because we got a bunch of guys can make plays. And
yeah.
Austin Barker, like you said, steps in, a guy that's not got a whole lot of reps this year so far, and we needed him. He come up big with three big
Yep.
catches and a touchdown, and Dillon's really come on. To throw out a number that kind of you wouldn't really notice it. The last two games, he is 27 for 30
Yep.
passing
Yep.
with I think 390 some yards and 4 touchdowns. So that's
Yep.
when you're 27 out of 30, that's hard to complete with no defense.
That's pretty good numbers for 2 games. Yes, some quarterbacks are trying to get that in 4 or 5 games, especially in a high school setting. So, folks, we'll take a quick break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll be back after this commercial on Kyle Moore Show.
Peoples Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in Eastern Kentucky. By partnering with Peoples Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. Peoples Bank, working together, building success.
We are back here on the Kyle Moore Show, Bluegrass Sports Nation. Once again, thanks to Variety Pizza hosting us here. The last regular season Kyle Moore Show. We are running up this tomorrow night. We'll be facing Prestonsburg at Prestonsburg. So we want to jump right into that battle, Coach. It's been a couple years, maybe 3, since we've got to play Prestonsburg. This year they're 5-4. Their RPI rating and their record may be better than us, but when you start to look at who they've played versus who we've played, there's a little bit of difference there. They've played we have some the same foes, I guess you'd say, same opponents throughout the year. And they've played Lewis County, and then Lewis County played them pretty close, for part of the game. But let's talk about Prestonsburg. I know I looked at some of their stats. I've not got to watch a lot of film. What do you expect them to do offensively coming into tomorrow night?
Offensively, they got some guys that are really talented. They got some speed, and they try to mix it up. They throw the ball fairly well, but running the ball and trying to get outside of you is where I think where they really try to
Yeah,
exploit. And they've got some guys that can do that. And Coach Brewer there does a good job. And we're familiar with him
yeah,
at Powell
yeah.
County, and they've been in our district for a long time when he was a coach there. And he's changed his offense slightly. He was strictly shotgun wing T back
Yep,
back
yep.
then, and he's doing a few more little things, but they're well coached, and he does a good job with them. So and then Prestonsburg's another one of those teams like Leslie, that we've played a lot of times over the years, and those games are always
Yeah.
exciting and physical.
Yeah, you said it, physical. When I think about Prestonsburg, either going over there or them coming to us. They're always a physical team. It's always it seems like a tooth and nail fight a lot of times, especially when it comes to football. There's a lot of emotions and a lot of rivalry, and us coaches use it a lot. We talk about those games that we remember and trying to pump kids up, and I think that has a lot to do with it too. When you think about rivalries and you think about Prestonsburg, it's mountain football. You talk about the coaches. We know their coaches. We've battled them at different places, and mountain football is still strong. And when you get a Prestonsburg and a Breathitt County game going, you're not going to be disappointed. There's going to be some big plays made on both sides of the ball. Like you said, Prestonsburg offensively, they've got some workhorses, and you look at their stats. They've got some guys that pushing 1,000 yards for the season as far as rushing goes. And when you take a kid that's averaging 10, 11 carries a game, he knows what he's doing. He's been around the block a few times, and he's going to look for some things too to get it, like you said, get outside and try to exploit his son. But Prestonsburg is 5-4. We're 4-5. So it's one of these teams is going to come out to this 5-5 and be 500 for the year, and that's really a good standing, so to speak, when you think about things. Um, we've talked about this before, and you never want to lose, but sometimes that's a fact of the matter, and we've learned from some of these losses this year. But to come out of the season 5-5 would be a good place for us right now going into the playoffs.
Yeah, it definitely would. We've played a really tough schedule,
Yeah.
and I think that's helped us, especially here down the stretch.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we've took some lumps on the way, and some of those, we had to battle through some things early in the season with some guys, being banged up and
Yeah.
doing this, and and had guys out every now and then, and it's hard to come back from those things, but our guys have battled and toughed it out through some of those, and we've eliminated some, and a couple of those games this year we got away from us, were self-inflicted
Right.
wounds. And we lost. I think we let two slip through our fingers that we should have definitely won, and we'd have a little different record with them. But we've corrected a lot of those things since then. So I'm excited about that and proud of our guys for taking on that challenge. And football is an emotional game, and we're always an emotional team. Breathitt County's a physical team, and always kind of right there on the edge, of everything. And I think that's what makes us good. And we're still there, but we've managed to clean some things up. And that's these guys. I think the schedule and what they've had to battle through the years definitely helping us for this last run.
Yeah, I think you say it best. I mean, you're proud of the team. I think most of us that bleed blue are really proud of this team for taking, like you said, the toughness of the schedule and doing what we've done and coming back from some of those losses and learning from what we've done and not making those mistakes, especially in the last 2 weeks. We put 2 games together, like you said, 2 really good games defensively. We'll take another break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We've got a special guest with us here tonight, Jacob Parker. We'll talk to Jacob here in just a minute on our senior spotlight, but we'll be back after this commercial break.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
We are back, Bluegrass Sports Nation, the Kyle Moore Show. We always tell everybody that they miss some of the best commentary during the commercial break. So Jacob knows real well what we're talking about when we say that. I mentioned our senior spotlight, and we saved the best for last, Jacob. We brought you in here tonight. We've tried to get everybody in, and we've done so. So. Jacob Parker, ladies and gentlemen. Jacob, if you will, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us who your mom, dad is, where you grew up at.
My mother is Debbie Parker, and my dad is William Parker. I grew up in Hazlegren.
Mm-hmm.
That's around West Liberty.
Yep.
And I went to Wolfe County a lot of my life, and then I was transferred to Breathitt my sophomore year, and then now I'm here.
What got you into football? What helped you, develop a love for football and make you want to play the game?
So I played football in first grade at Morgan County because they had a little football program going on there, and then I totally stopped. And then Wolfe County started their program up a little bit, and then it failed because of COVID. And my head coach over there brought me to this guy right here, and I'm over here in Breathitt now for him.
Well, like I told you before the show, I remember coming into Breathitt High parking lot and seeing this guy, knowing the gates was locked and knowing nobody could get in the facilities yet. And there's just this guy running up down the field, running 100-yard sprints. Who is that guy? We need that guy. We need that attitude on our team. And come to find out, it was Jacob Parker, a young man wanting to play football for the Cats. So I appreciate that work ethic. Tell us a little bit about the position you play now, and tell us what's your favorite position that you've played.
My favorite position is left tackle, the one I'm playing right now. I learned real quick on the plays and everything, and I'm still learning left tackle. It's just left tackle, really. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad I protect my quarterback.
Well, I can speak to that. Offensively, you gotta kind of know what to do, and you kind of got to know what the guys around you are doing. So it takes a You know, it takes a special guy to play offense. It takes a special guy to play offensive line. And not, you know, I would say in the previous years that it's been a little bit better as far as guys getting credit on the line, you know. But for the most part, it's an unsung hero type of deal. And so you played a little bit at Wolf County. You came to Breathitt and played. So you've got 5, maybe 6 years
6.
experience, something like that. So wish we could have got him in the Lumberjacks.
It would have been nice. Yeah, you know,
We probably played against Jacob when he was at
Mhm.
Wolf County, I would
Mhm.
say. So
I remember him, and then that's something about Jacob. You know, he is an extremely hard worker.
yeah,
He works his tail off, and you know, like you said, we've seen him out there. I've seen him out before school at 7 o'clock out here running,
yeah,
and you know that says a lot about him
yeah,
and his work ethic. And you know, I actually noticed Jacob when he played a little basketball. I don't even know if he knows that he played when he was playing basketball on the JV team at Wolf County. And I thought, man, that guy looks like a tackle.
yeah,
And, you know, and Wolf County started their program, and you know, starting a football program is a really tough thing to do, and you know, they really gave it a good effort down
yeah.
there, and then you know, COVID messed a lot of things
Oh
up,
yeah,
and you know, they ended up not being able to follow up with
yeah.
that, and you know, I'm just thankful that he got down here to us. He's been a heck of a player for us.
Jacob, tell us a little bit about your hobbies. What do you like to do outside of football and school?
Mostly weightlifting. Spend time with my family a lot. And that's really it right there. That's
What
family football.
what do you bench press now?
I'm in 315 right now. It's been a second since I maxed, so it could be up.
Oh yeah. Well, I look forward to. We talk every week about the facilities, and I'm constantly bragging on stuff. But I think it's going to be a big help to next year's program. Just getting back in the weight room
Mhm.
and having a place to do that and not being cramped up. So I commend you guys, and I commend you as a senior for being a leader on this team and working your ethic and being there at practice and doing the things that you have to do. You talked a little bit about protecting your quarterback. Um, what goes through your mind during a game as far as passing or a run play? What do you like the best?
I like passing. I just like, just being there and knowing where my guy is and everything. And I just want to do what I'm coached to do, really.
I appreciate that. That's a good comment. Folks, Jacob Parker, senior spotlight here tonight on the Kyle Moore Show. Have you got any last minute comments? Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
My mom and dad, I just want to say I love y'all.
That's great. Coach Moore, anything else you want to say about Jacob before we go to commercial?
You know, it's just been a pleasure to coach, and I'm glad he got in here with us. And
Yeah,
you know, you know, like you said, our offensive line a lot of times don't get a lot of praise.
yeah.
And you know, they seem like they get coached a little harder than some of the other guys, the skill position, because it is you know, you're down in the trenches battling and fighting, and you know, they get coached hard, but they play
Yeah.
hard also, and he's one of those guys.
We know what it's like.
Rob's been right down there with you.
Folks, we'll be back on the Kyle Moore Show here on Bluegrass Sports Station.
Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza.
We are back on Bluegrass Sports Nation here, the Kyle Moore Show. Folks, the last regular season broadcast, if you will. We play Prestonsburg tomorrow night at Prestonsburg. The Bobcats make the trip over. We want to take just a few minutes. We've talked about, we've recapped some things and our look ahead. We want to talk a little bit about things that are going on in our community and in our programs. We always like to give Kyle the chance to speak to us as an athletic director. There's so much going on right now, and I know we talk about it each week, but I guess first let's talk a little bit about the girls volleyball team.
Yeah, you know, that's something that we've been real busy with lately with Natalie being a senior, and you know, they've had a good year, and you know, they had a really good run here in the regional
Yeah.
tournament, you know, knocking off Perry and Letcher to get to the regional finals, and
Yeah.
then we came up a little short last night against Wolf County, but you know, hats off to Wolf County. They're a good team,
Oh,
and
that was a good effort against a really good Wolf County volleyball club.
yeah, they're definitely really good, and you know, our girls have battled and persevered all year, and that seems to be a common theme with our Breathitt County student athletes, and they really come through at the end and played well and played together, and I'm really proud of that whole team this
Yeah.
year for what they've done.
Yeah. I mean, as you keep going through the list, we drop down a notch and talk about our middle school program, also deep into the playoffs right now. They got a bye in the first round. They won their first playoff game last week, and Saturday they'll be making the trip to Southern Pulaski to take on Somerset. I know Coach Holland and the guys are busy getting them ready. It should be a good matchup, and it should be one that a lot of people definitely going to be watching. Hopefully, we'll let you guys know and make some announcements. I don't know if Bluegrass Sports Nation will be able to cover it or not, but we sometimes things happen for the positive, and we're able to get somebody there. But I don't know. It's going to be a tough stretch. We've had a tough week and a lot going on. So this middle school program. Packed with athletes, great athleticism, some smart football players. You talk about the IQ of young football players, and they've got some kids that just offensively and defensively are going to make a mark when they come into the high school program. And we were hoping to get Coach Holland down here tonight. Like I said, he's busy, but I look forward to this game Saturday, and I think the middle school program is probably it's peaking at the right time, and they're really having some success. So. I know you look forward to seeing some of them guys come along too.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done, those guys have done a great job. Our coaching staff's done a great job, and those guys have, really impressed me all year. They've got so many playmakers on the middle school team, and the seventh and eighth graders, and then I'm really excited about getting those eighth graders moving up to the high school and bringing them into the high school program because they like you said they're not just really good athletes, but they've got a really high football IQ, and it's exciting. They're going to fit right in with what we've already got there, and these guys like Jacob and have laid the foundation to keep getting this thing better. And that's kind of what we talk about is that jersey means something. It's not your jersey. You're just borrowing it for about 4 years, and then hopefully you leave it in a better place than when you got it. So,
exactly right.
So we're excited about our young program. We sure are.
Well, speaking of the young program, Lumberjacks finished up over at Betsy Lane in the playoffs and got beat out in that game. And it's always tough to travel over there, especially playing in that region and that middle school bracket that each year I think the Middle School Association does a great job of getting all those games put together. We came up a little bit short on the playoff end of things, but you got to, we graduated 26 graders up to that middle school program out of that bunch. So, a lot of kids coming up from the middle school, but there's going to be a lot incoming too. So we look forward to that. Congratulations to all those coaches and those kids on the Lumberjacks who had a phenomenal season as far as win losses. We fought scheduling all year. Teams that had gave us dates and we knew were coming to us or we were going there. They canceled both games. We didn't go to them. They didn't come to us. And scheduling was really a battle for us. So we fought that this year. And I commend the coaches and all the parents and players for sticking it out and being with us. And one thing about that young program that I've noticed just this season, we talk a lot about FBU and the Kentucky All-Stars and the things that Coach Shorty Combs and some of these guys got going for our young program. We've got some kids trying out and for a travel team from over in West Virginia. So that's something that they'll be doing in the off season that'll pay dividends in the long run for us too.
Yeah, sure. It sure will. Our guys that participate in our young program and our coaches did a really good job this year. And, I remember the scrimmage we had at the beginning of the year to where we finished the year.
Yeah.
Just, you could see so much improvement
Right.
in those young guys. And, that's just a great thing to see is to see kids develop and get better. And like you said, the sixth graders coming up, that's a good group of sixth graders, 20 of them coming up into the middle school program. And, so it's going to, it's going to keep going and, continuing on and playing those things and trying out for those things are always good. The more you get to play, the better off you're going to be.
What else have we got going on that I've left off? I know we got some girls elementary basketball probably has got started up, and maybe the middle school if they finished up.
Yeah, girls middle school is finished up. Our girls elementary, actually, I just left the Coliseum to come over here a few minutes ago or before we started, and we've got a Sebastian elementary team playing Highland Turner over there right now at the Coliseum, and our principals are over there watching those guys or watching those gals play, and they had a really close game when I left. It was still going on, and So they're getting rolling, and they will have a championship with their elementary girls on Monday at the Coliseum, and that's starting at 6 o'clock. We got two championship games actually, and then then next week we're probably going to start our boys elementary
Yep.
basketball. So we're just rolling, and we met with the high school coaches and them over there tonight. They're just right around the corner too, so it's
not
pretty
far off.
busy. Yeah.
I don't know when you get a break, Coach. It seems like every time we sit down and talk about the athletic director aspect of things, we could talk about the things going on longer than we have about football. I mean, I don't know when you get a break.
Well, it's busy, but it's fun, and and I really love seeing kids participating
Yeah.
in sports. You get so many things out of sports, and it's not always about winning or losing,
Yeah.
and it's definitely not about accolades and things like that. But the things you learn playing sports,
Yeah.
and the friends you make, and that's what really matters and lasts a lifetime.
Well, you made mention, the foundation that guys like Jacob and the senior class have put forward for our youth. That's something that I want to hit on right before we close. I made mention of it the other day. You look out on the field during a middle school game, you got a sophomore, Chris Neese, out throwing the football around with a fourth grader. And Jacob and these guys coming over during our lumberjack practice, making that time just to swing by and walk out on the field and see what our guys is doing and see what's happening and just being a part of that. Our young kids look up to guys like Jacob and his senior class, and it really means a lot to them to see them come over and know that, hey, there's 5, 6 high schoolers over here watching us. Maybe we ought to clean our details up a little bit and maybe try to be a little bit better in the next few sets. And that means a lot. And I think that says a lot about our program.
It does, and I think sometimes like guys like Jacob and our other guys, Chris
Yeah.
and those guys, they're at everything.
Yeah, they are.
They
Yeah.
come and watch these kids, and
Yep.
I don't even think they realize what that means to these
No,
kids,
probably
and
not.
they don't understand sometimes. We didn't either when we were young.
No.
That those younger guys really look up to you,
Yeah.
and they're watching you. They watch you more than you realize.
Right.
So. We try to be good role models and give those kids good examples, and and that's part of Breathitt County football. It's just the next guy just follows
Yeah.
the one in front of them.
Right. I want to say special thanks to our sponsors again, Go Time, People's Bank, and of course Variety Pizza for hosting us here again tonight. Special thanks to Jacob Parker for our senior spotlight. Great to have you here tonight, Jacob. Appreciate everything you've done for our program and your hard work. Coach, as always, appreciate you being here. I know to take a few minutes out of your schedule, you got to write you in 2 or 3 days ahead of time sometimes. So, folks, appreciate you watching us here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. I know we've got some things coming up that you can keep an eye on Facebook for. We'll make some announcements. The next things going on, of course, we'll be over at Prestonsburg tomorrow night for our high school game. And just pay attention. I think Monday night will definitely be at Wolfe County. Wolfe County got to host one of those first state volleyball games. So Bluegrass Sports Nation will be there on Monday night. And we'll let you know about Saturday on the middle school schedule as far as whether or not we'll be able to get somebody down there. Appreciate you watching. Glad you're here for the Kyle Moore Show. You're watching Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll catch you tomorrow night from Prestonsburg.